So I was watching an interview with a lady named Terry Cole, and she's talking about boundaries, and she's talking about people who stand too close. And I have had that issue with people doing that to me my entire life. I don't know why. People say I have a welcoming, like, aura and face, and, like, they feel comfortable talking to me. And I get that. Like, I want people to feel comfortable talking to me. But some people, a lot of people, tend to stand too close. Obviously, not everybody, right? A lot of us don't do that. But, like, a lot of people, like, on average, like, I meet too many. I would say, like, 40% of people stand too close. And I'll back up, right? Just now, like, I'm backing up because I don't like being too close to people. It makes me uncomfortable. That's not how I was raised. I'm from the South. But up north, they do that a lot, and I will back up, and I've had, like, this lady in my old job. She came forward, and she's like, "Why are you backing up?" And she wasn't the only person who has done that to me. And I'm like, because I want space. And you try to laugh it off, and then you get offended. But my thing is, why? It's, like, insane to me how people can feel like their need to be close to you out trumps your desire to, like, have, you know, space, or your need for space. Like, that's your boundary. I feel like it should be respected. I will respect someone else's boundary, but I don't feel like people respect mine or even other people's. I see that happen to other people too, and I'm just sitting there like, how do you not feel like this is inappropriate? I don't get that. Also, with hugging, I am not a hugger unless I know you and I am close to you. I don't like hugging. And people will always be like, well, I'm a hugger. And, like, I've had people swat down my hand and be like, no, I'm a hugger. And I'm just like, back up. Oh, my goodness. I do not like that. Like, it makes me so uncomfortable. And then it's like, you eventually have to be mean to them because I'm naturally a nice person. But I've learned with these people, I'm sorry if it sounds muffled or slurred, I'm laying down, but I've learned with these people, they tend to, like, feel they can nice their way into doing what they want to do and getting away with it. Because, like, in the past when I was, like, young, obviously, I would, like, like, you know, I'm learning, like, trying to figure out, like, I'm not trying to be mean to you, but, like, this is weird. And I've had people use that against me, like, oh, yeah, don't you want to give me a hug? You don't want to be mean, do you? And I'm like, now I'm about to be a bitch. Since you want to play that game with me, now I'm about to really hurt your feelings. And then every time when I hurt their feelings, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Like, obviously, it didn't take you getting to this point for someone to, like, snap at you, for you to be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. You know, I mean, I shouldn't have done that, but you knew you shouldn't have done it from the very beginning. I shouldn't have to, like, do that. No one should have to, like, get out of their character to make you realize that this is inappropriate. And I just realized, like, throughout my life that some people you're just going to have to snap at. Like, it is just the reality of it. And then when you cut them off, they're like, you don't have to cut me off. Like, I respect your boundaries. And then they do it again. Eventually, they're going to break those boundaries again because that's how some people, again, back then, I did not know, like, how deep narcissism went. I thought it was just like, oh, they have, like, a grandiose sense of self. And I'm not judging that, do you? But when I realized, like, these people feel like they can just tread on everyone's boundaries, you have to cut them off. And it's just like, it gets exhausting when you keep meeting people like that, I guess, that you have to keep setting these, like, harsh boundaries with, like, by snapping at them versus them, like, listening the first time. But I don't know, I feel like that's the state of the world now. People feel way too entitled. They think they can do whatever they want. But that's all for this video. Thank you. Bye.